Today is November 12th, 2025, Wednesday. Let's talk about the games happened on November 11th, Tuesday night. The first one is the Raptors. They beat the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets are 1-10 officially now, so they ain't going nowhere. Try to sell high on everybody on the Nets. The Raptors, however, they're 6-5, so they're right in there in the playoff hunt. Emmanuel quickly, great game. I was really complaining about Emmanuel quickly how every season he disappoint. He always get hurt. He had a really great one here, and at this point of the season, quickly is the 82nd ranked player. So not horrible. 15 points and 6 assists with really good efficiency while only shooting 75% from it. So he could be a top 50, 60 player if he start hitting his free throws. Jacob Pertl, if you bought low on him or he got dropped, you picked him up, that's great. He should have good value. 1 steal, 2 blocks, 10 rebounds. But if he start performing well, like you can think about selling him. I'm not particularly high on Pertl. But for these big men, right, it's really all about the block numbers they're getting. But it seems like they want to give him 30 minutes a night, so that's good. RJ played just 28, really struggle here. 0 for 7 from 3, 6 for 21. RJ, you got to pump free throws with RJ. The counting numbers are okay. The problem with his is just no efficiency and no defensive stats. But look at Julius Randle. Julius Randle used to be that guy, but this year he's different. He's hitting his free throws. He's getting the defensive stats. And RJ is a big dude. Why can't he get more defensive stats? Scotty, 11 rebound, 5. Great game from Scotty. Pretty efficient too. And Brandon Ingram had 25 points. Yeah, Brandon Ingram he's been on few different teams. He's putting up pretty similar numbers. And I think most importantly this year, he's getting the defensive stats. Like another game with a steal and a block. So he's top 50 right now. So that's good. Pretty efficient, 20 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. For the Brooklyn Nets, Michael Porter Jr. had 3 assists. That's great. 10 for 10 from the line, 21 points. Yeah, try to sell high if you can. Claxton popping off, 35 minutes, 2 steals and 2 blocks. I'm also looking to sell Claxton high, like if you can get at the top. Right now he's the 59th ranked player, so that's an issue. When you're selling these big men, you really got to sell it to a team that just is really looking for big man stats, because pretty one-dimensional. 61% from the field. Actually scoring 15 points, so that's surprising, but absolutely no threes. The steal numbers are actually really high, and they're bad free throws. I don't know if Claxton is going to, just from the past experience, last couple of seasons, as we get to the end, he's not getting the minutes. And also, right, he's getting 35 minutes here. That's great, but you just don't know what's going to happen. I just remember last year they keep messing around with his minutes. You would play 25 minutes and have De'Ron Sharp coming play 20. Noah Clowney also had a big one here. At this point we gotta pick him up. Just ride with him, and of course if you can throw him in for like a 2-for-1 trade to get like a really good player, yeah, you could use. Just it's hard to know like if this guy is gonna get consistent minutes. For now he does. Terrace Man. Cam Thomas is out. Igor, 27 minutes. Like we need a point guard, need some assists. We could stream him. The next game is the Grizzlies. Well, they lost to the Knicks. They're just going the complete other direction. And Ja Morant 4 for 14 and 8 turnovers. Yeah, what's going on with Ja? There's a lot of issues with him. Right, not happy with the coaching staff. Right, they did fire their coach Jenkins. I don't think Ja liked his coaching as well, so they got rid of him. They got this new guy. Forgot his name. Ja also doesn't like. So I don't know. 8 turnovers, 4 for 14. Yeah, pretty rough. Jack Landale right now is a must roster. 26 minutes here, 8 rebounds and a block. Right, he does everything pretty well. And they're injuries right now, so they're starting him. So let's roster him and see how it goes. Jaren Jackson Jr. 19 points is fine, but like 6 turnovers, 5 turnovers, 6 fouls. Right, no defensive stats at all. Not great. And Santi Aldama had a big one with 19, but no defensive stats. And Central Coward, really good game actually. he shows like, hey, he doesn't need to have crazy efficiency because he had 5 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. He's a must roster right now. But of course, these type of players, what I like to do is just throw these guys in for a 2-for-1 trade, because I don't know, they're not a star player, right? Their value could go away very, very quickly if something just happens. For the New York Knicks, Jalen Brunson had 6 turnovers, but that's fine. 32 points, 10 assists, and 6 threes. Pretty good. Karl Anthony Towns brought the defense. Wow. And where's Mitchell Robinson here? He's out. 3 steals and 2 blocks, 13 points. Probably the best game from Cat this season. All-around game. Karl Anthony Towns. He's the 14th ranked player. Oh, my God. He was in the 40s. But just bounced right back. Again, on the season, he's still shooting just 43 points. I expect him to average like 23, 24 points. So if he's shooting like 50, he would have been average 23, 24 points. So that's good. Mikal Bridges, OG, they just doing their thing. Mikal Bridges, I would try to sell. I don't know what's going on with him this year. He's 9th ranked player. Of course, if you get a top 15, top 20, right, you do it. He's averaging 1.5 steals and 1 block. That's a big difference this year with him. I think maybe it's the way the Knicks play defense, basically put him in better situations to get those defensive stats. I'm not sure what happened this year, but a lot of more defensive stats. And he's shooting 53%, of course, and with absolutely no turnovers and averaging 5 assists. So if you got an efficient team, like, hey, you saying like, he really fit my team, then, fine, because he could. It's not impossible, like he maintained this level. 53% is not possible, but 1.5 steals is not impossible. He continues to do that. Right? And Josh Hart came off the bench at 30 minutes. Yeah, Josh Hart, if he continues getting this level minutes, we know his upside, right? I don't know. The reason they're not playing him because he doesn't space the floor very well. That's the only thing I can think of. Like, he does everything else well: grab, rebound, assist, right, play make, hustle. Yeah, why wouldn't they play him a little bit more minutes? He was only averaging like 20 minutes to start off the season. The next one, the Sixers. Well, Tyrese Maxey is really carrying this team for now because Embiid and Paul George, they're nowhere to be seen. Just imagine how much better Six could be if they're using that money on other players, right? Surround Maxey with, I don't know. That's like $80-90 million a year. They could get super high quality players and pair them with Maxey. So, Sixers, Celtics, they lost. Derek White had 7 assists and 2 blocks. That's good, 18 points, and Jalen Brown just 24 points. I wouldn't say he struggled a little bit, but just kind of off game for him because he's been very hot. Quetta, 2 blocks, 28 minutes. He's a must roster. 10 rebounds. I guess they're just rolling with him. I don't think he can really space the floor. Peyton Pritchard struggled again, 1 for 5. I'll be buying low on Peyton Pritchard. He's going to have games like this. But I do think like there's going to be a stretch this season he goes up. Like, he's playing huge minutes. He's got opportunity. Like, they really need offense from him too. So Sam Hauser also has not been playing well. Celtics just got to figure it out. But, he is undersized at the end of the day, right? Peyton Pritchard. Anthony Simon hit 3 threes, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, 17 points. Really good game from Anthony. But if you want to pick him up, just game to game, right? Next game, he could just play 18 minutes and do absolutely nothing. So if you can sell him for anything, any value, do it. For the Sixers, Maxey didn't shoot the ball well at all. He was actually -6, but he's been carrying pretty hard. 9 assists here, 3 threes. VJ Edgecombe, he struggled a little bit with his shot, but I think he hit a big 3, 2 threes, 2 blocks. Continues to be a must roster. And Andre Drummond, right? We stream him every time Embiid is out, which is probably 50% of the time. Embiid is going to miss 50% of the games. 13 rebound and a block, 14 points is decent. Trenton Wofford, he's somebody that we could look to stream, especially with Embiid out. And Kelly Oubre Jr., every single year he's putting up numbers on this team. So he remains a must roster on this team. And Quentin Grimes cooled off quite a bit. Still played 28 minutes, 18 points. So Yeah, if you try to sell high on him, like you couldn't, you didn't do it, fine, just hold. But every time he pops off, I'm gonna try to sell him. And we don't know when Paul George and those guys gonna be back. And I don't expect Paul George to put up big numbers this year anyway. But he needs to be rostered. Just he's not gonna be maybe a top 50, maybe, depend how his conditions are. And OKC just cooked the Warriors. Steph Curry, he had 5 fouls in 20 minutes. That's crazy. That's fine. Warriors, they just pumped the game away. Look at the minutes across the board. Jimmy Butler 22 minutes, Draymond 21. It's just a really bad game, so we can just chalk this one up and move on to the next one for the Warriors. But it just kind of shows like Warriors with this roster, it's gonna be tough to compete with Oklahoma City Thunder. With their perimeter defense, and they got Jalen. They still don't even have Jalen Williams, a legit all-star player. So Shea, 28 minutes plus 25. Yeah, 28 points, 11 assists, 3 steals and a block, 3 threes. Yeah, just doing MVP things. It's just too easy. AJ Mitchell though, like we gotta roster him, and yeah, they're going with him a lot. Isaiah Joe also came off the bench, played 30 minutes, I guess, because the blowout. But AJ Mitchell for now roster him, but he's not gonna have long-term value whenever Jalen Williams comes back. Isaiah Hartenstein only played 19 minutes too. Shed Holmgren in 24 minutes had a big double-double with a block. And Cason Wallace with no defense. Cason Wallace is another guy that we should be pretty aggressive selling. His rankings are pretty high because he's averaging over 2 steals. Moving on to the next one. Well, the Jazz. Well, the Pacers are cooked. 1-10. Jazz scored 152 points on them. Yeah. They beat Warriors one game somehow, but it's still early in the season. But I look to try to sell Siakam. Same thing with if Aaron Nesmith plays well, Andrew Nembhard, all these guys. The risk is just, of course, Siakam is old. If the guy is a little bit younger, sure. But he's putting up good numbers. That's why if you can sell him for like a top 40, top 30 player, well, on the season, across 9 categories, he's 167th ranked player. Why? Because he's shooting 60% from the free throw line. So you got to pound free throws with him. But look at the counting numbers. 25 points, 7 rebounds, and 5.6 assists. And 1.2 steals and 0.4 blocks. So pretty good. It's just the efficiency is really, really bad. So yeah, like if you can just get rid of him for a top 40 player, right? That's something I would think about doing. But of course, somebody giving you a top 70 player, like what's the point? Yeah, just hold. And they started Jermaine Robinson Earl, give him 20 minutes, give Tony Bradley 20. So Isaiah Jackson is somebody that for sure I'm interested in rostering because we know how many blocks he can put up in a short amount of time. But other than that, right? Oh, and then TJ McConnell comes back. He played just 11 minutes. I'm gonna look to roster him just to see how many minutes they're gonna give him. And he's also a veteran, so if they're bad, right? I don't expect them to play him a lot of minutes, but yeah, let's monitor. Let's see how many minutes he get. He had 12 points in 11 minutes, so they're gonna play him back in shape. For the Jazz, well, Lauri Markkanen had 35 points and 5 threes, pretty good, but at the end of the day, had a block. Lauri Markkanen give you a lot of points, threes, free throws, and some rebounds, but very little assists, very little steals. So that's his problem, right? Assists and steals are low, but everything else, he's playing very well this year overall. Ace Bailey, if you want to roster this guy, like sure, go ahead. They want to play him. His second pick or third pick. 25 minutes because the blowout. But yeah, I don't expect him to be very, very good. But he will have games where he pops off. And he's a big dude, maybe get you some defensive stats. So far, I haven't really seen it. Keontae George struggled here, 7 assists. Yeah, this type of game is gonna happen. Even though they scored 152 points, Keontae didn't really shoot the ball well. And Isaiah Collier off the bench had a big one with 11 assists. Sure, like these guys from game to game, like if you need assists and they have a back-to-back, I would pick up Isaiah. But most nights, probably like Keontae is going to play 35 minutes and Collier is not going to do much. Yusuf Nurkic, we have to try to sell him on. 11 rebounds, 30 points. I don't expect him to start. But, you could have him for like a month or two and then drop it. That's also fine. When I say sell high, like these type of players, they can't. It's hard to trade 1-for-1 for these type of players because, but it might help like to help push through a trade, like do a 2-for-1, throw them in there. The next game is the last game of the night is Denver, 8-2. Well, the MVP race this year is gonna be pretty crazy between I feel like between Shea and Jokic and Luka too. Basically everybody in the West, East, I don't know. Nobody's that good. Oh, Giannis, I forgot. Yeah, it's the same dudes, same suspects because they are putting up just, look, this game. Jokic doesn't even want to cook. 16 for 19 is just ridiculous. 84% with 35 points, 15 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals. Jamal Murray hit 4 threes, 23 points, and 8 assists. That's good. Aaron Gordon, yeah, they all play well. And then this game really wasn't close, right? They're up they're consistently up like 10 plus points. So for the Kings, yeah, they benched Shooter. Is that right? Dennis, or he got hurt? He did not get hurt. So this might be beginning of something, right? If you did not sell Dennis Shooter high, look, they gave him 20 minutes and they gave a lot more minutes to Russell Westbrook here, who had almost a triple double, but efficiency was pretty horrible. And Dennis Shooter was horrible, minus 14 here. So yeah, we'll see what happens with Dennis Shooter and Russell Westbrook because now they started experimenting different lineups. They're starting Sabonis and Precious Achiuwa, who can't really space the floor. But there's more defense. So, and then Russell Westbrook played better this game. Give more minutes to Russell Westbrook. Shooter only played 20. So we hold on to Shooter, but that shows like, hey, Shooter's job is not 100% secure, right? If he has a rough stretch, the more minutes are gonna go to Westbrook. Malik Monk also needs to be rostered, but he's pretty bad so far this year. 12 points and 2 threes. And nobody's really playing well this year on the Kings. I would say like Sabonis, right? He's a guy that's getting drafted in the second or third round. Hasn't been putting up good numbers. 6 turnovers, 6 fouls. 19 points, but 8 rebounds for us and no defensive stats. DeRozan 18 points and nothing else. And Zach LaVine just 12 points. In Denver, they're not known for their defense either. Zach LaVine on the season, he is 60th ranked player, right? DeRozan, probably a big buy low, 79th ranked player, but just be careful. Actually, 79th, I wouldn't. Though I do expect DeRozan to be like top 50, 60. But this year, he's not getting the assist. That's the problem, right? Years in the past, you get like 6, 7 assists. That's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.